Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Coach Andy, and tonight I'm going to talk to you about reprogramming your mind for long-term success. Um, it may not surprise you, but and then it may. I'm just here to tell you that 99.9% of all people have been conditioned and programmed to not succeed in life, whether it be friends, family, different institutions. But this little presentation is going to definitely help you reprogram your mind to understand the things you need to fix, and where you want to go, and reaching that success in your life and your business and wherever it is life, your dreams are going to take you. But first off, I'll just get started here. We're going to talk about, let's say I want to print a document, something I just typed up on the computer, and I've got, stuff, right? And let's say this right here, it's a typo, okay? I walk over to the printer and I press print, okay? And I pull out this document here, and I look at it and I see, oh, I got a typo. Okay, well, I'll just erase that, and then I'll walk back over to the printer and I hit print, and I do it again. Comes out, white out, press print again. Sounds crazy, right? But this is exactly what thousands of people do every single day. They sit and they tell themselves, well, I know if I just keep going, if I just keep doing, if I just keep at it, if I just do this long enough, something's going to come along, something's going to help, something's going to change. I'm going to have that breakthrough. I'm going to have that. And nothing ever changes. The error is still there. And that error is in the mind. We need to learn to go back, correct the error, then go press print. Okay? Now, from that point, there's, it's a lot like a computer. You get viruses. You get viruses in your mind. Your mind works kind of as, like that computer and like that document. You may have the blame virus. When things go wrong, you blame somebody else. You blame your circumstances. You blame your situation. You blame, I'm a guy, I'm a girl. It could be anything. We tend to not take ownership or responsibility for the errors that we're making in our business, in our life, in our relationships, and whatever they are. So, when I talk about programming, there's a lot of things that affect our programming with our mind and our thought process. A lot of those things are, family, probably the biggest one growing up. I mean, you've been programmed since you were 2 years old. Friends, religion, it could be TV, could be, your direct parents, education, job, boss, the media, obviously, is probably a big one. Okay, all these things are constantly being forced upon us, whether we want them to or not. And they are affecting us, but we can choose whether they affect us and how they affect us. But your programming is going to directly create the way you think. It's going to create your thoughts. Okay? And your thoughts are going to absolutely 100% direct your attitude. Okay? And it's, it's going to direct how you feel. And your attitude is going to direct your activity. You're going to do what you feel like doing, good or bad. So, your activity is then going to give you certain results based on your activity, and your results are going to lead to your lifestyle. That's what you're going to end up with, based upon all of this. Now I don't know if you've heard the way Jim Rohn puts it, or Darren Hardy in The Compound Effect. He talks about, you've probably heard the story of, if you have one penny and you double it every day for the 30 days, you end up with like $10 million or something, right? So programming, positive programming, goes along, and then all of a sudden, penny, 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 goes up, right? Now, the opposite of that is this, obviously. Now, you have, the pennies, and then you have no pennies, or one or two, or here or there, and the only difference here is activity. It's action. It's small little action after small little action, consistently over time. And this is, I felt like making a call today. I felt like, reaching out to one prospect today, or I didn't. It's just whatever I felt. Now the only difference. Now, if you look at the difference, as this is going along, there's not much change between here and here for quite a while. This person, he made 10 phone calls today. He reached out to the 10 of his challengers and helped them out and double checked with them and, made sure their order went through. And this guy, he just decided to watch TV. Now, he had to face his fears and he did whatever he wanted to do, and there's no change there's no difference. He didn't add anybody into his network today. Neither did he. So, to him, that small little action that was easy to not do, it's no big deal. But eventually, there's going to be a huge drop-off. It's going to have a huge impact in his life, positive or negative, all depending on what you do. Now, the only difference between those who are on this successful path are some small, simple disciplines and being consistent. And those down here, the number one characteristic that they're failing is they're blaming something in their life. They're holding on to something that's keeping them in fear, and it has to do with the programming. So, from that, here's what I want to do. I'm going to show you exactly how to reprogram your mind. Right here. I'm going to start writing down some different emotions, negative emotions. Let's start with fear. Fear, there's anger, there's envy, there's obviously blame, there's sadness, there's frustration, despair, doubt. Okay, you have all these different negative emotions, and at some point in time, whether you're building your business, relationship, it doesn't matter. At some point in time, you've felt one of these things. Okay, but specifically talking business here, one of these, we've obviously felt frustrated before. We've played the blame game before. We've felt angry, or we was afraid to reach out to that person. Now I'm going to tell you exactly the direct antidote to remove these from your life. Okay? Especially in your business. And that, the magic word, is activity. Okay? Because the difference between attitude and activity, a lot of people think that first diagram I drew that looked like this, right? That first diagram, you think that that's linear. It's really not. It's actually more vertical. It's like a tree, and these are your roots. And the successes or failures, the blame or the rewards up here of the lifestyle is the fruit. That's what you're going to produce based upon the roots that you're planting. So if you want to build anything, especially a massive tree, you got to plant. And most people think that you start, especially with what I'm talking about, you would assume it's programming. Okay, I got to go all the way back. I got to read 1,000 personal development books. I got to start all over in my business. I got to start all over in my mindset. I got to start all over and start doing, reprogramming everything. But that's not the case at all. It starts right here. Activity. You can ask any top coach, any top MLM recruiter, business person of any time. They made a decision to act first. They faced a fear. They said, okay, I'm going to call this person. They said, okay, I'm going to reach out to this person. They say, okay, I'm going to commit to really pushing my business forward and doing what I got to do and do those 3 vital behaviors daily. I'm going to take action. And by taking action, these things start to disappear. The more active you are in facing these, they go away. Okay? And I'm telling you, at any time in your business, when fear, anger, blame, sadness, frustration starts to creep up, activity is going down. Our personal development, it's nutrition for our roots of the tree. The things that we're feeding our minds. When you start, you start making those active decisions consistently, it becomes a commitment. And that commitment, it starts to thrive and yearn and demand the training. It starts demanding the training, the personal development, the things that's going to help you program your mind to go back and erase that error and be able to reprint and learn, do, and review what you're doing and have a nice, solid, growing process to where this massive oak is going to end up on the success side. And the only difference between the person that is successful and the failure, everybody that starts right here, when they make that decision to start, whether they end up on success or failure, they start out, this person, you start out with faith in the beginning, okay? And then right here between attitude and activity is, you have some hope. You have some hope that what you're doing is right. You have some hope that the training that you're having is good. You're having some hope that what you're doing is definitely going to pay off. And then out here on the end is sheer belief that what you're doing is obviously the right thing and paying off. Now, the only difference between those who start off planting an activity and grow fast, between those who just barely start to sprout, within the same amount of time, the only difference in those people is those people start right here with belief instead of just sheer faith. They absolutely believe that what they're doing is going to get them where they want to go. But you don't have to go back and reprogram everything. You have to start with activity, because whether or not you shoot out of the ground or you're barely sprouting, what's going on underneath the ground? You're metamorphosing. You are changing, you are growing, you are adapting, you are learning, you are training, and you are becoming the leader in the mighty oak that you need to be. It may not be the same time, but that doesn't matter. What you're doing is you're making huge, massive changes and progress in your life. And as you start, it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable to, take activity and take action against some of these. It's uncomfortable because you've been conformed to believe that you can't. You've been told over 150,000 times before you're 18 years old, no. You've been told that you can't do it. You're not capable. Who the heck do you think you are? What is this? Some kind of goofy game you're playing? See what I'm saying? You have all this negativity coming at you to where it programs you to stay underground and never sprout or never even plant. So just because everybody's on a 4-lane highway and you're the only one going that way, trust me, everybody else is going the wrong way. They just don't see it. You're the uncommon one. You're the one up here, and out of 20, there's 19 down here. And these are the ones saying, if you're the one and you're the one grounded in belief in your business, you are definitely the one who's going to be at Summit. You're the one who's going to be hitting Success Club every month. You are the one who has sheer belief that you're going to be in the top. You're going to be on that mountain. You're going to be doing the things that you've dreamed of doing. You have that sheer belief, and you are the uncommon one. You may be the uncommon one within your personal team, your personal network. But that's okay. These 19 down here, they're the ones that say, oh, you're going to Summit? Cool, take some notes for me. You know, they don't put out the activity. They don't put out the effort. They are hoping. They are wishing. They are dreaming. They are not taking any action. And they think that they're going to get lucky. And I'm just being honest. You are not going to get lucky. I would much rather be good and professional and growing and learning what I need to do to make long-term success on my watch, on my accord, on my time, than to sit back and wait and hope and just pray to get lucky, because then I'm doing just what I was doing with the press and print thing. I still have errors. I'm not changing. I'm not growing. I'm not developing. I'm not becoming a leader. I'm not becoming a person of value or influence. Okay, so in closing, here's what I want you to do. I got one last thing for you to do. I want you to radically, unconditionally forgive yourself for the errors that you've made. You've made them. I've made them. Every coach has made them. Everybody who's growing has made those errors, okay? Forgive yourself. Learn to understand that this is a process. It's a journey, and it's a beautiful journey because you're growing, you're planting, you're reaping, you're sowing, you're learning, you're changing more than you really think you are, because it's those small, simple little actions of taking initiative and standing in action that's going to reprogram your mind for long-term success. And there is nothing that you can't do with this mindset. There's nothing that you can't do in 2015. Don't limit yourself, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with, setting rank advancement goals and goals like that. But trust me, if you will ground yourself in the mindset of programming and reprogramming the errors in the way we're thinking and sticking to our personal development and really thinking long term and how I'm going to be a professional and I'm going to treat this like a business and a professional business with integrity and value and love, and not just changing other people's lives but my own in the process, man, there is nothing better than that. So I love you guys. I hope you found some value in this, and I'll talk to you guys soon.